I would like to call the meeting of the Board of Directors of the Des Moines Public Schools to order for October 3rd, 2017. Please take the roll.
Natasha Newcomb. Here. Ms. Delagardelle Shelley. Ms. Langford. Ms. Caldwell Johnson.
Here.
Ms. Elsburn.
Here.
Ms. Anderson.
Here.
Mr. Barron.
The first item on our agenda this evening is approval of the agenda. Are there any special requests?
I would ask that we pull items F2 and F3 to be considered at a later meeting.
Are there any other requests to pull items from the agenda? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion and a second to approve the agenda minus items F2 and F3.
Move approval.
We have a motion from Elsburn and a second from Natasha Newcomb to approve the agenda minus items F2 and F3. Please vote. Item passes 7-0. The next item on our agenda this evening is approval of the minutes. May I have a motion and a second to approve the September 19th, 2017 minutes?
Move for approval. Second.
We have a motion and a second to approve the September 19th minutes. Are there any discussion or corrections? Hearing none, please vote. Motion carries 7-0. The next item on our agenda is district recognitions, and I'll turn it over to Dr. Ahart.
Good evening, Board. Since the National Merit Scholarship Program began 63 years ago, nearly 600 students who attend Des Moines Public Schools have been recognized as National Merit Semifinalists, one of the top academic honors for a high school senior. This year, 9 more DMPS students joined their ranks. Recognition as a National Merit Semifinalist is based on how well a student does at the preliminary SAT in the junior year. Students may now continue to compete to become National Merit Finalists and earn scholarships that total $33 million annually. This year, 3 of our comprehensive high schools have students among the honorees, with 3 from Roosevelt, 2 from East, and 1 from Hoover. In addition, 3 students that come to us from other school districts, namely Johnston, North Polk, and Van Meter, and attend classes at Central Academy. To say a few words about the National Merit Program and to recognize the students who are able to join us this evening, I'd like to welcome our Central Academy Director, Jessica Gogarty, to please come forward and share with you some of your thoughts. Congratulations.
Thank you. Semifinalists, can you come forward too, please? So we have 5 of our 9 semifinalists for National Merit here this evening that I will introduce. Fewer than 1% of the students who take the PSAT as juniors are selected as semifinalists. So this is the elite of the elite. And we're really very lucky here in Des Moines to have so many opportunities for our students to succeed, because you can't be a National Merit Scholar without years of dedication and work, and it starts as early as elementary school. And so we're very pleased with these students and their excellent academics and the hard work. We would have the whole group here, but they're also very active, as you might imagine. They're involved in many, many activities. So from East, we have Dizelle Turner and Gabe Ewert. Give a wave. And from Hoover, we have Kevin Lee. And then from Johnston, we have Aditi Jathindra. And from North Polk, from Van Meter, we have Owen Coster.
Right.
Would you like to hear anything about them, or would you like to introduce them?
Congratulate them first.
Almost all of them have attended Central Academy since middle school, so maybe they could tell you a little bit about what they're taking. Would that be all right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Kevin?
Sure. Oh my goodness, what am I taking at Central?
What kind of classes are you taking? What are you interested in studying?
I'm taking pretty much all of my classes at Central Academy, ranging from physics to English literature, and I'm interested in studying a lot of things.
Thank you.
Well, in the past, I've taken many more classes at Central, but because of the way my schedule is worked out this year, I only have 2 classes at Central this year. I have comparative government and French 4. And I plan on studying biology.
Great. I've been going to Central since 8th grade, and this year I have pretty much all of my classes at Central Academy, and probably my favorite class is the genetics and microbiology class, and I'm hoping to do something biology related.
I'm taking AP Computer Science, and I'm linear algebra and differential equations, and AP Chem this year. And I'm planning on double majoring in math and computer science.
I have all of my classes at Central Academy this year, except for one at DMAC, and I'm hoping to go into physics or mechanical engineering.
Congratulations.
Thank you all for being here this evening, and good luck as your studies continue. The next item on our agenda is our consent items. Before going to our regular agenda, I'd like to remind the audience that we allow any person the opportunity to speak through the board for 5 minutes following the presentation of an agenda item. If anyone wishes to speak to an agenda item, please go to the information table to sign up. Remarks must be germane to the agenda, and we ask that you avoid reference to personalities and character attacks, as those types of comments serve no productive purpose. As a reminder to the board and public, the board will not engage in discussion or deliberation with the speaker regarding comments made to agenda items. Discussion and deliberation will remain among the board members at the board table, with speakers' comments informing said discussion, deliberation, and determination as deemed necessary. Again, we appreciate your input, and I believe you have the motion for consent, Mr. Barron.
I do. I move that the board approve the consent items in accordance with the recommended action for each item on the consent agenda, including bills previously authorized, certified, and approved for payment by the board secretary in the amount of $7,931,763.29, and procurement card transactions in the amount of $667,657.95.
May I have a second?
Second.
We have a motion from Barron and a second from Anderson. Is there any discussion on the consent items? Hearing none, please vote. Motion passes 7-0. The next 3 items on our agenda are public hearings. I'd like to call the first public hearing to order on item E1, sale of property at Studebaker School Site. Is there anyone wishing to speak to this item? Anyone wishing to speak to this item? Hearing no one, I will close the public hearing and ask the superintendent to please introduce the matter.
I recommend the board approve the sale of .45 acres at Studebaker Elementary, 300 East County Line Road, to Solid Ground LLC in the amount of $10,000 following the public hearing.
Are there any questions or comments from the board? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion and a second.
I'll move approval.
Second.
We have a motion from Ellsburn and a second from Barron. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, please vote. Item passes 7-0. The next item on our agenda is also a public hearing. Item number E2, temporary construction easement to Solid Ground LLC at Studebaker. Is there anyone wishing to speak to this item? Anyone wishing to speak to this item? Hearing no one, I will close the public hearing, and I will ask the superintendent to please introduce the matter.
I recommend the board approve a temporary construction easement at Studebaker Elementary, 300 East County Line Road, following the public hearing.
I would entertain a motion and a second. Did I hear a motion on this side? Yeah. Motion from Langford, second from Natasha Newcomb. Any discussion? Hearing none, please vote. Item passes 7-0. And the next item on our agenda is our last public hearing of the evening. Item number E3, storm sewer easement to Solid Ground LLC at Studebaker. Is there anyone that would wish to speak to this item? Hearing no one, I will close the public hearing. I will ask the superintendent to please introduce the matter.
I recommend the board approve a storm sewer easement at Studebaker Elementary, 300 East County Line Road, to Solid Ground LLC following the public hearing.
I would entertain a motion and a second to approve a storm sewer easement at Studebaker Elementary.
I'll move approval. Second.
We have a motion from Ellsburn and a second from De La Gardelle Shelley. Are there any questions or comments? Hearing none, please vote. Motion passes 7-0. The next item on our agenda is item number D1, open enrollment late applications for denial. I'll ask the superintendent to please introduce the item.
Yeah, so folks who have applied for open enrollment, out-of-district open enrollment, there's a timeline that's set up by law, and if they apply late, they have an opportunity to apply late for special cause. We have these on the agenda pretty regularly. In this instance, the student was seeking CAM schools, which is one of 2 online academies allowed by state law. What we were able to do because of our pretty dramatic progress in our online offerings, we have the student enrolled now in our Flex Academy. So this student will get the benefits of an online education, but also get personal one-on-one attention from some of our highly qualified teaching staff. And I think it was a happy outcome all the way around.
Thank you for that. Are there any questions or comments from the board?
I do have.
I don't believe we have any speakers. Yes,
Sorry, I do have a question.
absolutely.
Sorry, I'm readjusting to everything being on the other side of me right now. So, quick question, since I did note, that there was a resolution, is this something because they started the process that it has to remain going through?
Yeah, just because it was
That's what
it
I
was
thought.
already
I
in
just
the
wanted to
pipeline. Yeah,
clarify
before
that.
yeah.
Because then, I guess, would the recommendation still be the same? Yes,
Yes.
it would be. I'm working through it in my head out loud. Thank you.
Yep.
Any additional questions before we go to a motion and a second? Hearing none, I would entertain a motion and a second on the table to deny the appeal.
I'll second.
We have a motion from Ellsburn and a second from De La Gardelle Shelley. Oh, I can't, you got to speak up. I can't.
Sorry.
My peripheral vision and hearing are not as good on this side. We have a motion and a second. Hearing no further discussion, please vote. Motion carries 7-0. We've had a request from the superintendent to remove items F2 and F3 from the agenda for discussion at a future meeting. So the next item on our agenda is items of privilege. I had not expected to get here this quickly. I don't have anything in particular to report except Tom, Cindy and I had the opportunity this afternoon to meet along with some representatives from IASB regarding the SAVE issue, the statewide penny for our infrastructure. I thought it was a good meeting. I think we had plenty of time to share good information with the governor. We got some good feedback, and obviously this is a precursor to what we anticipate needing to address in the upcoming legislative session, but I think it was a good start, and we just realized that we have a lot of work ahead of us on this, so
Sure.
the first of many meetings, I would imagine. The only other thing is I really wanted to extend to my board colleagues my thanks for joining us this weekend. We had a day-and-a-half retreat. We spent a lot of quality time together, getting through a lot of things. I have a very long list of to-dos for us to put on our list of priorities, along with the other things that individuals have lifted up as being areas of focus that you would like for us to put onto our list for the coming years. So I'm going to suggest, in addition to the follow-up that we intend to have with AJ, including the board and superintendent, that we likely need to have another work session of the board very quickly to really begin to cull that list and identify the rank order priority in which we intend to pursue those items. So just expect that following agenda planning tomorrow, when I send out my memo, that you'll get maybe a couple of options for dates for a follow-up meeting, and we will proceed accordingly. Any other board members have anything to share? I'd like to officially welcome our newest board member, her first official board meeting. Welcome, and make sure you let us know if we can do anything to help. You and I had a nice chat this weekend as you were preparing for tonight's meeting, so just know that all of us are available to support and assist you as you ramp up for the big work ahead. So, I will turn it over to the superintendent.
I would just like to recognize the outstanding effort of many of our staff today. As you all know, we had as a country, a challenging time recently, especially with that Las Vegas massacre, is how I think of it. But Johnston schools, as many of you know, canceled classes today. Apparently their student information system was hacked into, and from an IP address in California. We didn't know that immediately, but as you know, we go on high alert when things like that happen. From everybody from Bill Good and Pam Rosa to our security team, Des Moines Police Department, and our entire Office of Schools, spent a lot of time today making sure that we were connecting the dots and ensuring that our students were safe and our families were communicated with. This is one of those things that you try to anticipate, but when it actually happens, you don't have any forewarning. And I was really impressed with how our team pulled together today and made sure that students came first and everyone was kept safe and informed. So thank you.
Great. Is there anything else for the good of the order? Hearing nothing, and without objection, we will adjourn our regular meeting and be prepared to move into our work session.